Hi there and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew Toole and today we'll be previewing this coming Friday's meeting here from Fanny Bay, which will be the 6th of December. This is the second of our successive Friday meetings in the Top End, and we race for a third week in a row, but on a Saturday in just over a week's time. We were lucky with the weather last week, so fingers crossed for the same this time. A 5-race card is up for the decision this week with some 41 acceptors and no less than 11 jockeys in attendance. Hannah LeBlanc and Jessica Booth, the two Victorian apprentices who have been regulars in the NT just recently, are both back to bolster the ranks. The first of the 5 races is timed to jump at the mid-afternoon time of 3 p.m, while the last is scheduled for 5:21 p.m. And in the opener, the Silks Darwin Christmas Mega Raffle on the 18th of December handicap. That is a mouthful, that it really is. This is over 1,300 and my numbers are 2, 1 and 6. I think he's very hard to beat in the first, number 2, Prince Reuben. He's just had the one start back in Darwin. Of course, he's been here before, formerly trained by Shane Bottomley in Victoria. He came here at carnival time a couple of times and then he's been back in Victoria, but he's back up here now in the stable of Gary Clark. And his first up run here on the 16th of November was a beauty. Just went down to 7 Secrets, only by 0.2 of a length. Tried really hard on that occasion. Jared Todrow then. Adam Nichols goes aboard here. Drawn barrier 6, 62 kilos. I think it would take plenty of beating over the same trip of 1,300 metres. So 1 on top for me ahead of, 2 on top for me ahead of 1, Bryce, to be ridden by Raymond Viger. This was the horse that gave Raymond his comeback win here on the 16th of November. Going up in trip from that last start 1,200 to the 1,300 should not worry Bryce, and I think he'll be very hard to beat again. And then for third, his stablemate number 6, Rebellious Hope. Wanda Cindervilla visits again from Queensland to ride predominantly for Phil Cole. Takes them out here on Rebellious Hope, who was a winner 3 starts back, and his 2 subsequent runs have been pretty good as well. He goes up in trip, which I think will help him as well. So numbers in the first, 2, 1 and 6. The second is the Bet365 handicap. This is our highest rated race of the day. It's only a 0 to 70, but a 5-horse field to go around here. It's competitive, this one. I found this tricky, even though there's only 5 of them. I went 5, 2 and 1. Style and Grace, I think, is an up-and-comer for Ella Clark. Aaron Sweeney takes the mount. Was a winner last time out on the 19th of October. That was in 0 to 64 grade, so it is stepping up in grade, as we mentioned. Beat Captain George on that occasion by a widening 1.8 lengths. And I think it's a horse with a future. Style and Grace came out of the Tried Horse sale in Alice Springs held earlier this year. In for second, number 2, 7 Secrets. He was a winner here last time out at just his second start in the Top End. Finished second, first up behind Patriotic King, then beat Prince Reuben last time out. Drops in trip back from the 1,300 metres that he won at last time to the 1,200, but I don't think it'll worry him too much. He's up in grade as well as 7 Secrets, and Adam Nichols retains the mount for trainer Chris Nash. And then for third, number 1, Pharaoh Magic. He's arguably the best performed horse in this race. He won 2 starts back here on the 5th of October. He was disappointing last time out. He finished at the rear behind Mr. Havachat in this grade. Not much went right for him that day, and Jared Todd and Gary Clark I'd prefer to allow them another chance with number 1, Pharaoh Magic, my third selection. So in the second, my numbers are 5, 2 and 1. The third today is the Tab Sam Race Multi-Handicap. It's over the 1,100 metres for the 0 to 64 gallopers, just a field of half a dozen to go around here. And my numbers are 1, 3 and 4. I liked his run last week, number 1, Disco Donut. Jessica Booth visits from Victoria, claims the 3 kilos, takes his weight down to 57.5. His last 2 runs have been good. He finished second to Envenomate in 0 to 70 grade and then third behind Polarising last week here in this 0 to 64 grade. Chris Pollard's little team's going pretty well, so I've got him on top in a tricky little affair ahead of number 3, Debating. Ella Clark trains, Adam Nichols rides. Last start winner here on the 16th of November. Jared Todd rode on that occasion, but Toddy hasn't got a ride this time. Goes up in grade from a 0 to 58 to a 64, but I think he's racing well enough to be competitive here, Debating, number 3. And in for third, number 4, Forms of Fear. Hasn't raced since the 22nd of March. Only had the 2 starts in Darwin. He was formerly trained, of course, by Gary LaFoe. Now he's in the stable of Tayan Halter. Raymond Viger aboard. This was a horse that won on his first start in Darwin by a space. 12 1/4 lengths in the hands of Jade Hampson. He disappointed at his only other start. I think he had a bit of a setback and he hasn't raced since, but he's back in action this week. So he's the dark horse, as it were, in this race, and I've got him in to run third. So in race 3, the numbers are 1, 3 and 4. The fourth is the Rowant Trobus Maiden Plate for the non-winners over the 1,000 metres, and my numbers here are 7, 5 and 8. Miss Move for me, Stan Sakos for Neil Dyer. It's had the one start in Darwin, finished a good second. That was behind Dancer for Money on the 16th of November. Finished off solidly. My only query with Miss Move is the barrier draw. It is drawn very awkwardly out at barrier 9. If Stan Sakos can overcome that barrier, I think Miss Move will be very strong at the finish, formerly trained in New South Wales. So I'm taking a bit of a punt here with Miss Move because of the barrier, but going with it on top. Number 7, to beat number 5, Cherry Stem, trained by Tayan Holter. Jared Todd rode last time. He's on again. Finished 4th last time behind Dancer for Money. So that was in the same race that Miss Move ran second in. I didn't mind Cherry Stem's run, so we're putting it in for a minor placing again. And then for 3rd, Miss Polly. Fresh up for Phil Cole. Wayne Davis back in the saddle here. Hasn't had a run since Catherine in the middle of August, so another fresh runner. And Miss Polly showed enough last campaign to certainly rate a chance here. So my numbers in the 4th are 7, 5 and 8. And our last on the 5-race card, time to go at 5:21. Let's hope it's a finish afternoon, because it could be getting a little bit grey if we've got rain by 5:21. This is the 3rd heat of the Ladbrokes Wet Season Series. Also over the 1,000 metres for the 0 to 58 gallopers, and my numbers here are 2, 4 and 5. Going with the Neil Dyer trained on the charge here, number 2, so looking for Neil to win the last 2 on the card. Adam Nichols aboard, got solid form this horse, only had the 3 starts for 2 seconds in country New South Wales and a win down there as well at Warren. Now that was on the 23rd of July, so hasn't had a run for a while, but first up here in the top end by Charge Forward. They handle this surface, is only a 4-year-old, so really looking forward to seeing this one. He's had no trial, but has winning form on the board, and I've got him on top on the charge. Number 2, to beat number 4, Nike. Phil Cole trains, Wanderson de Villa aboard. Second last time out behind Hatchie Man in this grade. I thought was a good run, and Nike knocking on the door. And in for 3rd, number 5, Scudetto. Sonia and Tommy Logan, the combo. They had a double last week, so the stable's in good form, that's for sure. Was a winner 3 starts back in the middle of September. Last 2 runs have been placed efforts behind Hatchie Man and Debating. It's got plenty of pace, Scudetto, so the 1,000 metres right up his alley. Numbers in the last, 2, 4 and 5. Best bet on the day, hopefully start the day on the right note. Race 1, number 2, Prince Reuben. Race 1, number 2, Prince Reuben. Well, the best roughies in the last, race 5, number 7, Fly Nice. Fresh up for Phil Cole. Race 5, number 7, Fly Nice, the best outsider of the day. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again next week for our final meeting before Christmas. Of course, that meeting is the 14th of December. So until then, good luck and good punting.